speaking of bubble, there are a lot of bubbles and sub bubbles, if you will, in the IWC, and there's a lot of different fandoms. We see this Britt Baker, the Brit site, who completely turned on Britt Baker after her terrible performance. Britt and Mercedes at All In was a travesty to pro wrestling. It was a terrible match. It lacked logic completely. People were for instance, I tweeted about this a bunch, but I don't think I brought it to the show. I think I said it live, but Britt Baker. So they do the spot where Monet's about to pin Britt, and then Kamille. Well, okay, first off, it was just a slop fest. Can we get that out of the way? Like, it was just a pig trough slop fest of a match, okay? Not to be harsh to either of these women. And I was putting this angle over the whole. I was like, this will be a good match. I think it'll be like the sleeper match. It'll probably go above everyone's expectations, and they'll tell a great story and all that. And it was just trash. So again, AEW putting my foot in my mouth. Looked like Britt was sandbagging Mercedes. Look like they have real heat. They don't have good communication. Britt doesn't wrestle enough. Neither does Mercedes anymore. Let's just be honest. Mm-hmm. That's why host shows are important. But anyways, okay. They do the spot where Kamille pulls Britt's foot under the rope. Part of Mercedes' foot under the rope. And the ref sees it and doesn't. And even though Kamille put her hands on Mercedes right then to put her foot under the rope, that could be a disqualification, but the ref doesn't eject her. He's like warning her, but he should have ejected her right there, because what happens next is Britt does the Eddie Guerrero spot where Britt throws the title to Kamille on the apron and then lays down immediately after, and then the ref turns around and thinks Kamille hit Britt with the title. So then he ejects Kamille. And I'm sitting there going, well, first off, if the ref was under the impression that Kamille hit Britt with a foreign object, that's immediate disqualification, A. And B, why would Britt try and win the match or risk getting disqualification happening? Because I can't even speak properly, because then you can't win the title that way. So it made no sense. It was literally the dumbest ever. In kayfabe, it made no sense. Yeah. In reality, it made no sense. Okay? And why the fuck would Britt do that and risk being DQ'd and not winning the title? So that was complete trash on top of it being a trash match. I don't know who the okayed that. It's just like on your biggest show. Complete, utter travesty. So people are trying to defend it, and I think somebody quoted Meltzer saying, like, they haven't established in 5 years that a DQ means the title doesn't change hands or something. This is what I've seen. Yeah, like, come on now. Are we really going to do that? Like,
we should know the rules already.
Bro, they don't explain any rules. And the biggest problem with AEW is that people come in from other companies and then they go, and this match will be contested under CMLO rules or like Ring of Honor rules, and you're like, what? We don't even know AEW's rules. Like, what are you talking about? So this is all cope, but it was so bad that this Brit fan site put this out and said, just to let everyone know, I'm embarrassed that I ever had a Brit fan page after that match tonight. I must have been in psychosis when I thought to carry on this page as long as I have. Brit can't wrestle. She's ugly. Okay, now I don't you don't have to do all this. She's ugly and her nose is bigger than a fat person's belly. Good riddance.
Yeah, that person doesn't.
Baker. Yeah, that's all like unnecessary. But to say she can't wrestle, okay. I mean, hey, I'm not trying to on her either, but all I'm saying is, like, listen, we have seen her, like, she doesn't wrestle enough, clearly, because her matches aren't good. They're not good. They haven't been. She's gone downhill, and that's what happens when everyone's on part-time contracts. Also, she had a seizure, but how about, I don't know, we don't trot her out there then if she's not ready to go, but to then go on and say her nose is big and all that other is stupid, so I'm not even going to talk about that. But your thoughts on basically Britt and people turning on her big time after that, even AEW diehards.
I mean, Britt puts in a lot of work, but she also, if it's true or not, ends up being in drama-filled headlines and then never tells us if it's the truth or not, but I know that'll get tiring after a while. I think that sometimes AEW self-sabotages their own wrestlers, including Britt, because you don't know what's true and what's not true, and then like everything that doesn't get talked about or addressed, it gets bottled up. And then something like this where she gives a poor performance during a match can definitely have that bottled up emotion explode into something like that, which is very, very unnecessary, you know? I would also agree with you that because she revealed that she had that stroke, I don't think it was the right time to either bring her back or to have her in the ring without, like, you know, having a couple of reps to get into the art of wrestling again and feeling comfortable and building up chemistry with the other ladies. That's why, you know, I'm going to agree with you that house shows are a thing and house shows can help to get that feeling back. But also we're dealing with two women who have two big egos. And sometimes, you know, one person might want to do something and the other person is like, no, I don't want to do that. You know, there could have been miscommunication. There could have been a lot of things going on. But to turn on Britt is pretty unfair because of like the situation and just stuff that she's done for AEW, even though like she's been appearing more in like AEW drama headlines. So it's a double-edged sword, which is like really, really sad, but nobody should really be turning on her.
Fair enough. I like that take. I really do.